What up, what up, what up, my peoples? Today we got another sparring series, all right? We got the homie Double Process, aka DP, all right? Aka Dragon Punch, all right? Aka the Pimp, all right? So we're gonna be doing first five. He requested first five of my Akuma. He's playing Ryu. I'm gonna give him some good old feedback, analyze, give him some homework. You know the flow of how these sessions roll. All right, so if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit that post notification bell so that way you can get those hot, nice little alerts to your cell phone, not those, you know, late night booty call Snapchats that you're getting from your side piece, but instead you're gonna get the notifications that the greatest and latest Fighter Academy videos have gone live. It's even better. It's a better hit of a dopamine effect, you know. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment in the comment section below some sort of heartfelt message. Those are always good for the algo boost. All right, let's get it on. Okay, brother DP.
What's up?
What up, what up, what up? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So how are you feeling about where you are in your journey currently? Tell me any challenges that you have. What would you like to get out of this set? Anything you want me to focus on? All that good jazz.
So I just purely want to see what I'm doing to where I'm not winning, where I feel like I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm pretty like do it yourself kind of thing, but going into this, I want to see what I'm not exactly doing that I could be. Just like open my eyes.
Okay.
Like see what I'm trying to adjust.
Okay.
It's like I have like some ideas. Like sometimes I'm too aggressive. Sometimes like I get like too, I guess, like aggravated by my opponent, and then like start making mistakes, like stuff like that.
Okay. So what it sounds like to me already is that you might not have enough structure to do two things, which is to be more preventative with the sake of distractions and to recover from potential distractions. Because you're a human, right? You're gonna eventually you're gonna dip off the path, and you know you're gonna go down the the distraction route. But it's good to have a recovery process. And then it's also, more important, of course, is being preventative. But sometimes, you're going to have those days you're low on energy, you're AKA low on discipline. And then you get a little distracted. And then, it's easier to become like susceptible to whatever emotions you're feeling in the moment. It happens. It happens to me. It happens to the best players,
Yes, sure.
So it's totally human. I always want to humanize these things because it's very, very easy when you become from ranging from obsessed and consumed to just slightly desiring things. It's very, very easy to personalize things, like I've mentioned many a times, and then be extremely hard on yourself. So and that's for varying degrees of intensity with top players or people that just want to learn, right? You see people get frustrated everywhere in between, but what will help you is a little bit of mindfulness and a little bit of self-compassion, and we can alleviate a lot of that frustration that we bring on ourselves. So
yeah,
so let's boogie. I will invite you. Oh, I did the wrong combo. Nice DPs, very ready. I like his DPs. I mean, if your initials are gonna be double process, right? DP, you gotta be able to DP, right? Good shimmy. Very nice. Let's see how you play with some pressure on your back. Oh, that was an awkward jump. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm. Okay, a little overly reliant on the forward heavy punch. No parry. Mm-hmm. Very nice. I am very impressed.
Thank you.
That was good. That was great. You did
The closest 5-1 ever.
that was that was pretty good. I liked it.
Thank you.
That was good. That was good. That was good. So, what are you thinking? How are you feeling?
Definitely feeling my habits very evidently. Like, I know I drive reversal much more than I should. My philosophy is it's a safer DP that reaches longer horizontally, but obviously there's the caveat of if it does hit, that's only gray life, and if it doesn't, still punishable, less punishable than DP, but slower, so more likely to be punishable. Like, that was very evident in specific example. You whiffed crouching medium punch on Oki and we're still able to recover just because of how slow it is. Another thing is I'd say, like, within like ranked and stuff, and even against like other people I know in rooms, you're a lot more patient on Oki, so like I know you're like testing me and stuff, seeing how I'm reacting, but most people overextend on Oki, I'd say. So that's where like the EXTPs and wake up drive reversals, I guess, is most evident. Because basically just get off me, let me reset to neutral, get my Degen charge if I'm able to, stuff like that.
Right. So, you know, when I was teaching right before you, I told this student about when it comes to collecting information, right? Even if you're wrong, the idea is even the best players are wrong, but the idea is how do you interpret the feedback from being wrong? Some people, when they're wrong, what do? They become a shell of themselves. They're not confident. They're like, I don't feel like anything's going right. And then they start to become overly concerned with the results of their decision-making process. They overcomplicate shit. Emotions get in the way. Now they're not being objective about things. And then now, like, if they do have like a strong read, they don't have the conviction to do it, to follow through with it. Right. Yep. So what you want to be able to do is, like, what Mena does that he's really good at is he plays the same way regardless of how much health he has. So you can kind of apply that to the decision-making process. Regardless of how successful you are in the decisions that you make, you still have the same conviction that you will be able to figure out the opponent until you eventually lose, or you do and then you win, right? Or you do and you can still lose. Like, it happens. But the idea is, at least, like, when you go and rewatch the replay, then you don't have to be like, well, oh, it's because I hesitated or I didn't believe. It's like, oh, it's because I was incorrect. How can I be correct? See, that's what gives you stability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you do make those decisions, it's okay you're right or wrong a couple of times. Like, it doesn't, that doesn't really matter. What matters is like the influence of the thing that you did.
Yeah.
Right. And
why you're wrong.
Right.
Much.
And you get information off of it, because the next Oki scenario you get to see, well, did what I do have any influence on him? If it did, was it because it hit? Did it hit? Did it have influence because, you know, it made contact, or did it have no influence because he blocked it or he baited it? You know, like, is he the type of person to look for things multiple times, or does he see it and then once he punishes it, he moves on? You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to figure out the opponent, right? Everybody's different. So that's what, so like, I could tell you have like a really good play style that could like potentially, like, once you've refined the question making, like the question creating aspect of the game, you figure out how, like, a system of collecting information and then understanding the information. It's not just enough to collect it, right? You have to understand it. Once you do that, I think you'll be a player that can like go through pools pretty easily because you have all the intangibles.
I get through pools. Well, most of the time, I'd say.
Okay, so I'm saying, do you get through pools at majors?
Yes.
Okay. What majors?
I got out of, last major offline I went to was CEO last year. I got out of pools. Obviously, the game was fresh then, but yeah. Okay.
So since there's a gap, there's a big gap, right? The year, it's been a year, the game's developed, and it's, you know, it wasn't like the start of the thing. But even then, you should have the confidence of knowing that even though the meta has changed and people are going to be stronger, that, you know,
still do that.
You'll still be able to do it, right? Like, it's not like a guarantee, of course, because, you know, it's the nature of competition. But just knowing the possibilities there, it's just a matter of like small things. So I imagine in ranked, you probably want a higher MR, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play ranked like too often just because get too caught up in it. Like my last ranked session, I was literally just trying to recuperate what I was losing. That got up 1 MR. I was at 1660, 1661 now. Like, just
you were in the vortex. You got sucked into the vortex. Yeah, it happens.
Sisyphus simulator, rolling the boulder up the mountain.
Yeah, that makes sense. So ranked will be good for you then, because it'll help you with like the discernment muscle you need, so that way you can be a little bit more accurate, you know, in terms of just like the defensive reads. To have great defense, you have to see it as offense, actually, which is kind of weird, but you have to see. Huh? What'd you say?
I completely get it.
So you have to see your influence as the dictator of your opponent's offense. So it's essentially, it's like proactive, like being offensive, right? So you got to be able to think of, like, for example, parries, right? Parry is so strong because it forces me to throw, right? And because it forces me to throw, I'm a little bit more predictable, essentially. The thing about you is that on defense a lot, like, if it wasn't like a pure knockdown guess, you would delay tech. So you didn't really give me much dimensions to your defense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like either explosive with like a DP or a drive reversal, or it was a delay tech. There was nothing else. That was all I basically cycled between. And guess what? Shimmy beats all three. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, being passive against you just was like, it made it easy.
Yeah. Right. And I know stuff like, sometimes if I get that my opponent's like shimmying a lot, I'll do like wake up low forward, catch them walking back, stuff like that.
But sometimes too, like, add in very, very tricky shit. Like, don't just do that. For example, do up forward for shimmies, you know?
Yeah.
Do that. Which you did it one time, but, you know, like, especially in the corner, it's really strong because even if I cross cut you, who gives a shit? You're out of the corner.
Yeah, I'm still out of the corner.
Right? Another thing is mid screen. I did it against you a couple of times, was backdash. Yeah. Right? Because backdash has the same effect as parry, where if you see me backdash, what are you going to naturally start doing?
You have to try and hit you with a button.
Right, you're going to try to meaty me, right? And because I know you're likely going to meaty me, I watch the next situation. Right, I will parry, or I'll block it out and then let you, you know, exhaust your offense, and then you're negative or whatever, right? And then you're just going back. You're just like very confused, right? So sometimes what you have to do on your offense is deliberately don't do anything, because it's a nice way of just like, imagine we're like on a racetrack and I'm chasing you, but you're chasing me, right? But then I stop moving, and then eventually you catch up to me, and now we're side by side. So now we're equal, right? If we're obviously removing laps and stuff like that, there's like an infinite race. We're now next to each other, right? So I am now understanding of where you are in the competition, where you are in the race, right? But if I keep chasing you, you're chasing me. It's like luck at that point. It's like the fucking dog chasing its own tail, right? So sometimes just deliberately stop and halt your offense and just let your opponent reveal themselves.
Yeah.
Because information, it's like the health bar. People get so obsessed with it, but the drive gauge is more important.
Yeah, but
right? And then it's the same thing with this. It's like people get obsessed with health, but then the information is more important, because when you have the information, it'll exponentially increase your damage per interaction, because you'll be able to be more optimal knowing what they're doing. And then just the sake of overall interactions, your consistency in terms of success, because you'll be more accurate, right? You'll just know what they're more likely going to choose.
Yeah, I feel like one of my main struggles as well is the speed at which I get information. Like I definitely do better in long sets, because like I get like an idea of how you play. Like I have more samples to figure out how you play. But in like first to two settings or first to three, like how tournament is, like I don't really got that much time. Like
the key to that, bro, is what you gotta do is you have to create the situations that you have an easier time understanding the feedback from.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So like, instead of, because you're somewhat passive, like, you know, when you have your burst of offense, but you're more of like a counter-ish style of player, right? Where you're like processing things and then applying. So you're more of like a I'll let you lead the dance and then I'll punish appropriately type of player. So what you have to do is you have to get more comfortable of creating the situations proactively, right? But then let me play a part in my demise. Like you've been hearing me say this recently, right? Like you let me decide how I'm going to fuck up. You create the situation and then you let me show you how I am going to contribute to my own demise. And that's that requires some trust. So I don't know if you have like an anxiety, or like a, you know, or you're obsessed with not making mistakes. I don't know what it is, but it's usually one of those things.
Yeah.
Right? It's usually one of those things that kind of will get in the way of somebody letting the other person dance, because they kind of want to lead the dance and they want things to look the way they want to look and go the way they want it to be, because then it, you know, having that sense of control makes it's just more comfortable, more comforting, right? So you have to be more willing to create the situation instead of letting me create the situation and punishing me. And then when you do create the situation, then you can kind of revert to your your natural play style of being like counter based, counter defensive, counter offensive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So there's that. Then there was a couple things like in neutral, for example, where you kind of have a Cobra tendency, where if I get into a range, you would immediately fucking just hit the button, right? Which makes sense, because if you think about what we talked about with your counter play style, if somebody approaches you, you know the counter is to stop the approach, right? But the thing is it can cause you to become predictable, so you have to be very, very careful with that.
Yeah.
Right. So what you can do.
It's a very good button.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, right?
Fun, bro. Have you seen that hitbox on him, bro? This shit's disjointed as hell.
It is. That's fair. So what you could do is like if you have like a retracting move, I don't know if Ryu does with Hashogeki. Does that retract?
Not too much. Or well, if you mean by like
on startup,
like suppressor.
Yeah.
It does not.
Okay.
No.
I don't know if he has a move that does that. But if he does,
he's just kind of gotta move. Like he ain't really has anything. He doesn't really have anything that backsways. Like most you're gonna do is get like walk back, and maybe like stand heavy punch is gonna be like the most you'll get out of it.
So if you're playing somebody that staggers you, like I was doing that one round when I just kept walking up and poking you, jabbing you, you could just fireball.
Right.
Because now, guess what? It's like the same thing we talked about with the parry, the same thing we talked about with the backdash. It's the influence. So the influence is, well, if you are throwing fireballs, now I'm likely going to jump. Right. And then, you know, and then what you could also do too is you could let me make the contact, and then you could just randomly walk back during my pressure attempts. And by you walking back randomly, there's that increase in speed in spacing that I don't account for, because I think you're still going to be right where you are, and then I whiff, and then you whiff punish me. So it's a nice little tactic you can throw in where you deliberately allow your opponent to pressure you, right? And then you decide randomly to just walk back.
Right.
You know? So that was one of the things. And then so let's see. I want to watch. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. So again. So
Oh yeah, fireball. Yeah.
So because you're a smart player, right? I could tell because the way you're moving. I could tell by the way you're like the dance of the neutral, the options you're presenting. I'm like, okay, this is a cerebral player. So the thing is, though, these type of players you can kind of take advantage of if they're not deceptive. So because you are like I'm gonna counter whatever I see. I just give you what you want, and then I counter the thing that I think you're going to do next.
Yeah.
All right. So you have to be very careful when you're playing higher level players that show you that they're aware of this.
Layers of layers of layers.
Right, exactly. So sometimes like you don't even want to move right away. Don't even demonstrate anything. Sometimes just let people exhaust themselves. Right? Remember, because this is information. Imagine if you did nothing and then you saw me do the air fireball. Now you know, okay, this is something in his repertoire I have to be mindful of. Right? And then you can say, well, why was he doing that? Oh, he's thinking I'm gonna throw fireball. So does that mean he's focused on fireball? So let me see if I can bait him by doing like Hoshogeki. You see, like I'm giving you information because of that, but you didn't get the chance because you moved at the same time as me.
Yeah.
Right? So
delay tech.
yeah. Okay, nice. So now the scary thing here is, right, you're low on drive gauge, so I don't give a shit personally. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, you have full, you can just run it down. Force me to make a decision.
right.
More or less.
So you have to be super cognizant or conscious rather of this because you invested the EX bar, right? And then because if you block anything, yeah, it's gonna be scary as fuck at this point if I knock you down, right? So you have to like kind of switch your priority from maybe trying to get a knockdown or trying to establish something to just try to replenish a little bit of drive gauge, just a little bit. Yeah, just parry, just be a little patient and just be willing to, because if you parry multiple buttons, you're at a net positive on the interaction, right, in terms of drive gauge. So, and then that'll also have the secondary winning effect of influencing me, because if I see you parry multiple buttons, I'm like, oh, he's holding parry? Okay, I'm gonna try to walk up and throw him.
Walk up and throw.
Right? And then it's like, no, you get mashed on DP or some shit, like, right? Okay, so then here I was willing to take at any of the reversals because I was like, oh, this is gonna be fine because we have such a our life deficit is like if I take it
drive deficit,
even if I take this chunk of damage right here, right, I'm still pretty good because you're still closer to the corner and I know it's very unlikely that you're gonna try to drive rush for pressure.
Yeah,
right,
especially
because
the drive situation,
right, you know what I'm saying? So like all of these things I'm totally fine with this, all because of this, all because of the story I'm getting from this. Okay, so you have to really prioritize that. Nice DP.
Thanks.
So the thing that I see you do too often is when you get pushed back, you'll let the solar plexus rip.
Yeah.
So
it's my Ken habit, my full screen Dragon Lash give me post frames.
Okay, that makes sense then. Okay. Oh, so it's not a bad idea if like you're playing against somebody that's very passive and lets you kind of dictate. But I'm really aggressive in the neutral. I'm creating a lot of situations, so it's very likely that you're gonna run into something.
Yeah.
Right. It's when I switch to the modes of passivity. That passivity mode is when you could start sneaking it in, or if I'm panicking, or if I'm looking for too much. One of those, right? I'm looking for too much, I'm panicking, or I'm passive. It's one of those three things. That's usually when you're gonna get a successful forward heavy punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just brain fart.
Nice. Nice DP. Ooh, see? Oh, you had it. What happened? You didn't believe?
On. So, here's the thing, the difference between Ken and Ryu that I kind of hate about Ryu, because Ryu has a forward heavy punch and a back heavy punch.
Mhm.
Ken can kind of just move around all he wants, press heavy punch, and he gets stand heavy punch.
That's true.
Because if I try and like shimmy, then move forward, but I don't release forward in time, I'm getting forward heavy punch. Same thing if I'm walking back and trying to whip punish with stand heavy punch, I get back heavy punch with that.
Right.
Zero rate.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So, so then what I would suggest is probably just do stand roundhouse, because don't you get a crumple, right, or something like that?
Yes.
Right. So then you can get like the dash up into whatever you want. So maybe just go for that for the sake of stability. Is just like.
The
Right?
caveat with stand roundhouse though is that it whips on crouchers. So if you do like crouch jab or something to try and retaliate.
Oh, but that's good. But that's good though. You know why? Because that means you have to react, motherfucker.
See, react to jab, man. Jab's hard.
No,
Jab's
you
hard
got to react to the throw tech. That when you shimmy, you have to have a hierarchy of things that you're looking for on a shimmy, right? So if DP is shimmying, okay, if I'm going to shimmy, all right, what are the things that I am going to look for? Let's see.
Throw DP.
Okay,
mash.
number 1 is gonna be throw. Okay, and then number 2 would be. What do you think?
Reversal.
Is it reversal?
DP. Yeah,
Okay.
DP, super, drive
Yeah,
reversal.
let's put reversal. Right, we can lump those all in. Number 3, what'd you think?
Mash, button.
Button. Okay. I would put button actually last.
You think so?
Yeah, you know why?
Nothing. Block.
Nope.
Aw.
Jump.
Jump. That's so true. Very true.
Right? Because most people don't really have good DPs, and when they're focused on other things, their DP success rate drops. Right? So this is like what I would look for, right? In my opinion, I would go like this in order. Boom, boom. Okay, because in terms of like speed and like, you know, like telegraphing and reward, I don't really give a fuck about a button. Whatever, I'm gonna block, it's not the end of the world. Jump is very big, you can see it. A reversal, you'll block it, and you know, if it's drive reversal, the screen freezes, so that's easy. But throw is gonna be the one, like, I actually have to pay attention to whiff punish this.
Yeah.
Because if you do what, you know, you did here, which is like auto time it, you're susceptible to the other shit. Somebody waking up with button, somebody doing jump, somebody, you know what I'm saying, delayed reversal.
This is definitely a problem I have, like autopiloting my offense when I shimmy. That's definitely. And then somebody walks back, like there's this jury player I play with a lot that will usually just like walk back and then with punish me with like stand heavy punch or something, like or like forward heavy punch or heavy kick, I don't remember. She has too many kicks.
Taekwondo.
Yeah. But your thing about jump, I'm definitely more aware of that in the corner because nobody likes being in the corner.
Right.
And like what you mentioned already about crosscut, not the end of the world.
Right.
Like to get out of the corner. But mid screen, I guess I'm less aware of the jump because I guess it doesn't really make sense to me as an option. Like, why are you jumping? Because I guess a little better bragging, but I do think I have decent enough DPs. Like, and I feel like I showcase that enough. Like, why are you jumping? It's
Right. That's fair.
like you know I'm gonna anti-air you. Like, why?
Right.
And I guess I'd kind of applied that to you as well. Like trying to catch you lacking pretty much, but you got him on point too. I don't think that was a good walk back. I was just pushing myself into the corner.
So this is something that would happen too, is after like extended periods of you know, like of contact, like this little interaction of just kind of letting you do stuff, right? I just let you do stuff, and then I would just randomly walk back.
Just walk back.
Right, because in your head, again, you're a smart player, so I'm like, okay, well, he obviously knows throw's gonna beat, you're right, it's gonna beat me blocking. But then I insert that random walk back, and then, you know, you could potentially get cooked, right?
This character just got fucked up walk speed.
Yeah, and especially with him, so you have to be like doubly careful because of that.
I mean, later in the set, I did adjust. I started doing crouch medium kick to get you walking back, but I gotta be better with my medium confirms. I gotta do like stand heavy punch or crouch heavy punch into Hasho of crouch medium kick. I always just do medium heavy, which isn't the best. I can also do like stand heavy punch, back heavy punch, whatever. That was random.
So,
nah. I'm fucking...
So what did you try to do? You try to do low forward, and then you try to hit me again with low forward, right? So because you're a player that is, again, you know, smart, more perceptive, more like, you know, I need permission before I do things. This is how I'm basically taking advantage of you. Is I'm like, I interrupt, I walk up and sell an idea of something else, but in reality, I'm really doing the same thing. That's why you got hit multiple times. And then, you know, players like you and I, when, you know, it's like, okay, we've made a mistake. We're like, okay, we have to reassess what the fuck is going on, right? And that's why you start backing up.
Why shame on me?
Right. So you know, now you're like, okay, I gotta figure out what's going on, right? So that's just why this would work, and this is something that you can use against other people if you notice that they're being very like not defensive per se, but they're waiting for that permission before they can do things. You just insert small little movement before the thing that you do to sell them the idea of your intentions, but you're really like, it's a diversion tactic. Like, oh, you think I'm gonna walk up and throw you, but no, I'm just actually staggering you from further away.
Yeah.
Because what that does is that will potentially open up an even more fucked up mind game later on, which is, I think, what happens here. Let me see.
It was like teleport grab. I think that was what it was.
Yeah, I think that was what it was. Let me see. Okay. But see,
it was either that or the game where you like did like 3 jab strings or whatever.
So even like, let's say like this part is separate, right? I didn't do this deliberately because of that. But in hindsight, I could see why you would think this would hit, because I just showed you in the prior interaction that I was forward moving, right?
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, for me to just contradict, right? I haven't moved back yet, right? And then for me to now randomly just do this, that was the first time I moved back in 5 seconds.
Right.
See? So like you can think of like the moments. You try to narrate the match, you know, moment to moment, and just really try to keep track of the influence of things, or the probability of things influencing things, right? So this is one of those ways of doing that. Is just like randomly showing a contradiction in your movement. All of a sudden I just move back. This makes no sense. Why the fuck did you just move back? Right? Right. So, and then, you know, and imagine you do that in the end game when things are even more intense, where there's mad tension in the match and the player's really waiting for something. They're like, yo, I'm looking for anything.
Either hit's gonna kill. Delay tech.
Yeah.
Is that a reaction?
This was supposed. Okay, so I think DP. This is my thing I've been trying to work on.
Yeah, I've seen you practicing it.
Yeah, it's not reliable. So this situation, it wasn't deliberate. It was one of those things where I saw it and I was like, I want to try it. It's not gonna work. And then I still got it, and I was like, oh fuck, it actually worked. What the fuck?
Shit, what did I press? Did I do heavy punch? No, I delayed. Freeze driver sucks. This is bad meter usage, by the way. You had way too much health lead. But you're Akuma and I'm Ryu, and if I sneeze on you, you do die. So fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, good check. That was a great check.
Shouldn't have spent EX. That was a bad EX.
See, so that's the moment I was talking about. It was like, I let you get a false sense of security. I was like, I know he's gonna want to go for my drive damage, right? Okay, I get it. This is fine. This is totally cool. I'll let you do your thing, right? And then you see, now I started moving, so that tells you, oh, Zaf is starting to move in my pressure, right? So see, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let you do it again, right? And then boom. But you didn't see the walk back the first time, because if you did, you wouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I did, because more or less true string. Like it's like a 3-frame gap or something between forward heavy punch and crouch medium punch. 3 frames. So I don't think yeah, I couldn't tell. Yeah, I couldn't really tell. And then that's pretty much a true string. That's 1 frame gap between EX Hasho and jab. Yeah. Bing bong. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just Akuma things. Bruh, that shit is so...
Damn reactions, you tricked me.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have good reactions. You get fucking clocked. So yeah, in this situation, if you think he is doing this, like,
you know what I've been thinking about, like against like stuff like this is like anti-air donkey kick. Like that's been something I've been thinking about.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. You could do that. What you could also do is
I've been also thinking about that in like chip out situations where like they're like jumping in the corner, but I'm like not close enough to get DP, and then I end up whiffing DP, and then I die, like stuff like that. But,
yeah, something that I do. It's basically like I learned it from Cammy, where you learn how to pressure at every range on the screen, even full screen. If you learn how to do that lockdown style, it basically makes you a threat in every situation. So those situations when people do the jump back, they think they're safe. That's why they're doing it. Why else would they do that, right? So if you learn how to use your fireball kind of like a chase down, it's like an extension of you that's gonna fucking just shoot across the screen and then get that contact that you want. That's how you can close out a lot of matches. So what you could do here too is you could actually anti-air fireball this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you just know.
If I know, yeah.
Right? And so you're like, oh, I know you're gonna try to. Yeah, like he's the person has shown you. You're like, oh, he's doing this. He's trying to lure me. Okay. And then as soon as you see the demon flip, you're like, ha, got you, motherfucker. And then you could react to this.
Yeah. Demon flip broken though.
Yeah, I'm not listening to this. Not listening to this propaganda.
Yeah. Because I mean that was like the first instance you showed of like baiting
Yeah.
DP from range. So I was like, oh yeah, he can do that. Then I die. Hey.
Okay, let's watch another one. I get so many different skill levels of students, so I don't ever make an assumption. I'm like, this motherfucker could win Evo, or they just started playing the game. And then, you know, it's just like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Have you gotten an Evo winner yet?
Nope, not yet.
Oh,
I gotta make myself one first, and then I got you.
Can't believe you're hating on me like that.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. Watching that press. That just like not parry in time. Ah. I thought you would bait DP. That was like,
Yeah, I respect it. It makes sense. You were low on life too, right?
yeah.
Nice. I love that overhead. That overhead was so good, man. Because when people do overheads, they do it in the two most obvious situations: drive rush, or when it's gonna kill you.
Drive rush on Oki when it's gonna kill. Yeah.
All right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even on Oki, people don't really do it. Like, people are mainly doing it when it's like they're gonna get the drive rush conversion off of it, or they're in a kill range. Like, if you do it on Oki, that's actually good because most people don't even fucking think of it as an option. You know what I'm saying? So I was so happy when I saw that. I was like, oh, that was so good.
Yeah, I do it with Ryu on in White Tatsu. He has like a meaty setup for overhead where he gets jabbed, so I do it there.
But it's really good to do this like in footsies like this, you know, especially when there's like a lot of silence on the screen, like not really any music, no noise. You just throw it out, and then it makes me think about it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Thing is, man on the other side of the screen has to be a bit passive.
All right, you have to identify that, right? But even if they're not a passive player, if you know they're in a passive moment, you know, like in that transition mentally where they're like, what do I do? Or what do I want to do? Or what's happening? Like, that's a good place to catch them with it. Nice.
I need to find like an actual like meaty setup with that. I'm surprised I didn't get punished.
Yeah, so this was the, you know, yeah, this is that moment of, because all I've been doing was fireballing and moving forward, right? So yeah, it makes sense that, you know,
medium kick, damn. Yeah, my autopilot.
oh, that's funny, you did DI. Was that DI that you did?
I think so.
Oh shit. That's actually pretty funny. But it makes sense because if I had done fireball, I could have got cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think you were gonna DI. I just thought that if I did it because of the story of that interaction so far, it was a lot of, you know, me walking up or using fireballs in conjunction with that. So then I was like, well, if I can just, you know, catch this timing, I should be good. Because remember I told you how you have that Cobra instinct, right? Where I just get into that range of a button, and then, you know, he doesn't move forward on the startup. So like he moves late and then you whiff, right? So it's like a suppressor like effect, except for he doesn't move back, he just sits still.
Yeah. Get my other opponent the suppressor. The thing with that DI though, I'm pretty sure that was just like knee jerk. Like I didn't even know I pressed DI.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't even know you did it until we watched the replay. I was like, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, that was bad. I have a bad habit of doing that.
We're doing what? This?
Buffering crouch medium.
Okay.
I usually do it at range, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I just did it point blank. I guess I believe too much in you walking back.
Noise.
Then you die. Well, no, I burnt myself out, then you die later.
Yeah, so right here.
I was like, shit, I burned myself out.
Yeah,
I was like, ah, I fucked up. Too eager to kill.
Ugh.
You know what? Here's the thing. If I did crouch heavy punch after stand heavy kick, I wouldn't have been burnt out.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been. And
it builds more drive back. It builds more drive back.
And
so I would have been over 3 bars.
And you could have. What you could do here is just, because of my super, you would want to end your combo early, and you know what I'm saying, and then get the DI stun, and then you would have built more bar, got the DRC, blah blah blah, right, and then I would have been cooked.
Yeah.
So you gotta be very, very careful with this.
Yeah.
And because of driver scaling, I'm pretty sure like it wasn't really gonna be worth it anyways, considering the stun. If it wasn't for the stun, then what you did was all right. If it, you know, if it kills or whatever, but like, because you had the opportunity for the stun, you don't have to invest the bar like that. Nice.
You box. Oh well, you down backed.
Yeah.
I didn't get my tattoo.
Bro, I can't believe you built the bar. I was like, what the fuck?
Built some mad bar, or as heavy as do. Yeah,
Bruv.
I had it before the DP. I'm like, man, I'm definitely gonna get this.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I sure get. I had a feeling you were gonna do that because I do that a lot when I put a Kuma.
That was your tech again? I think that was your tech.
Yep.
Oh, you did it mad early though. What the fuck? You did that shit like it was a reversal. Was there a reason, or was that just an execution error?
I think again, just kind of knee jerk. Like, all right, I feel like he's gonna throw. He's been throwing like a decent amount mid screen.
But if you think I'm gonna throw, delay tech.
Yeah, I know. But,
right?
Yeah.
Because you doing a, if you think I'm gonna throw and you do a throw, that is immediately, that's the worst decision. I'm not even lying to you. That's the literal worst decision you can make.
Trust me, I don't think it was a good decision either.
Yeah.
But
so I gotta strongly yell at you and tell you, DP, what is wrong with you? You fucking Eagles fan. All right, this is so listen. When you read,
I've had long enough.
If you are gonna read a situation where you should do a instant or a reversal throw, it should be when you know I'm blocking. Or if I'm if I'm doing a delay button, like to, you know, try to stagger you and block your reversal. But never, ever, ever, ever should you offensive throw. You know what I'm saying? Like, or reversal throw. Because you get the same reward if you were to delay tech. But you would also block a meaty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll lose to the shimmy, but you know, like, or if you think I'm gonna shimmy like in your face, then of course that's a good spot too, right? But you said it like, oh, you thought I was gonna throw, so that's just like that's just an inaccurate move, right? If this was like chess, it's like an inaccuracy that you did. Like the theory, right? It's like a little blunder, right? Like the theory of it made sense, but the means how you went about it was incorrect.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when I see something like this, when you know, I'm not really doing anything and you're just exhausting energy, when I see a big whiff like that, I'm like, okay, this is my time to now instill and put force on my opponent. Because usually one or two things happens. The player misinterprets it as, oh, this player is playing really passive. Let me go, like you just did, right? Let me go walk up and do something. Then they walk into a fireball. Or they become a shell of themselves.
I think I'm blocking on the next frame.
Yeah, right. So
Nope.
Yeah. You either do that, or the other thing is you become like super conservative and you're like, damn, I'm doing too much. Let me chill the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing too much. Let me chill. So that's why I like, once I see the big sweep or any big move you see whiff, that's a good tell of like maybe that you can take initiative, because usually players, when they whiff something obvious like that, they'll chill the fuck out. You know, it's like the equivalent of if you threw a fireball, I jumped and I got a big ass punish, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I should probably fucking chill the fuck out.
I don't want to do that.
All right, I don't really want to do that. Right. So
I got even more scammed on that EX fireball. I had like 2 frames of neutral and I got hit. It's fucked up. I'm surprised I was in range on that. I was trying to catch you like
tap parrying.
Yeah, tap parry.
That's why I held it, because I was like, I haven't really shown you, right? This. And you see how I knew, oh, you're gonna fucking try to throw me, right? I'm gonna wait. Yeah, see? Of course. But what I should do, a better option, is if I know you're gonna try to throw me, I should backdash.
And Akuma's already wincing in pain, bro, and you ain't even tech.
Right. And he's like,
Yeah.
psych. Psych, I lied.
Ugh. Call an ambulance.
Not for me, though. Yeah, so honestly, I just thought, you know, you're low on drive gauge. You probably want to swing for a home run. I let you DI the prior instance, so I was like, yeah, maybe he'll do it again. That's why I just kind of waited and I saw it and I was like, okay, cool.
Actually, he just parried it last time. Like, I didn't die or anything.
Right, you see, right, you're like, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, this motherfucker perfect parried it. Yeah, so that's plus.
I know that's plus. I was like, yeah,
Nice.
maybe I'll do like jab and whiff or something. Because it was kind of far out of range.
Yeah, I think you gotta start incorporating more footsies fireballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely incorporate more footsies fireballs, because what that will do is it'll just increase the mental stack for me in terms of like, because I naturally want to just be aggressive and assertive in footsies, but then when you're introducing fireball, I'm like, okay, I have to do something about this. Obviously, he's like, what the fuck, he's not letting me go into the ranges I want to play at, where Akuma is going to do a lot of damage, right, and have the highest like range of influence. Your fireball can essentially discourage that, and then it allows you to punish the predictable aspects of the transitionary process that the player is going through. So if I know, all right, let's say you're throwing fireball, I want to walk up, but now you're throwing fireball, you're keeping me out of range, and then every time this happens, now all of a sudden I start to DI. See, and then now what you could start doing is playing around that. You throw 1, 2 fireballs, you figure out what's the sweet spot, how many fireballs makes him do it. Oh, it's 2.
Get
Okay,
the time down.
right. You throw 1, and then next time you feint a fireball with a jab or something, and then you can lure out, my bad DI. Boom! I get fucking rocked.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends that play Valorant, so like that essence of like timing is like, I guess like important. Because like timing in that game, like you're about to peek a corner and then somebody like magically appears, like
it can make a world of a difference. Like you can have better aim than the person,
like
right?
Being on that timing where like you're moving and then somebody else appears, like being ready for that, like, and then just sometimes timing happens to you, like somebody appears and you aren't ready. But having that timing down.
Right, so like here, for example, you get this. Where is it? You got that, right? But I still show you I'm contesting. Like I've shown you here. Here I'm still contesting. You see? I'm still contesting. I'm still contesting. I'm still contesting. Look, I still contest. So that tells you, yo, he's contesting on the ground. Fireball is the perfect thing to do here. Because you don't want me to just sit there and just keep doing that, right? You want me to keep making mistakes. So then you want to escalate the chances of me making mistakes. So give me something that will make me want to make a mistake. Fireball. So you fireball there, fireball again. Fireball me twice. I would have got hit instead of this.
See, that's timing.
Right.
Then I die because does big damage.
Because of Kroomers, yeah, pretty much.
A Kroomer all over.
Literally. So what I want you to work on, right, leading up to the next session, at least on defense, okay? So I think on defense, being more aware of the influence of your defensive decisions, okay? I think that is really important. So that way you don't feel like you're guessing as much, and it makes you feel like more in control. And just, if you could even like, just, I don't know if you have like a note-taking app or anything, but just literally type out every defensive answer you have, like whatever, every option you have, right? You could backdash, you could jump, you could delay jab, you can delay side, right? Write out what it beats, and then write out the influence of beating those things. What does it likely elicit as a response from your opponent?
Yeah, flowchart it.
Yeah, basically flowchart it, right. So you do that on defense, and then you're not going to get opened up as easily, because your neutral's not bad. Your neutral's pretty solid.
Oh, thanks.
Right? It's just that, you know, once I get in, it just Street Fighter 6 happens.
Yeah.
Right? And so to give you more stability, so that way you can play neutral more, which means you'll get more experience playing neutral, which means you'll get stronger, which means you'll get more information of your opponent, which means you will learn how to adapt faster in neutral.
Yeah.
You won't die so fast, right? This will be like kind of a springboard towards that. Okay. So, and then in the neutral, what I want you to do is to just be more receptive to the information that your opponent is giving you when you create situations. All right. So when you create a situation, because usually you're playing, again, more counter, right? And then when you go and create a situation, you start to like become more aggressive. But you need to find the balance of, how do I play my natural style in offense, in creation mode? So be more receptive. Do things, but let them reveal information to you, and then call it out. So when you play on ranked, I want you to literally be like, okay, I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna throw a fireball. What does he do? Literally say it out loud. What does he do? Oh, okay, he blocked it, and then he did walk up, crouching medium kick. Okay, what can I do about that? If you don't know what you could do about that immediately, that's something you have to lab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you're learning a language. Now all of a sudden you start to pick up different words, different phrases, which then gives you sentences, which then gives you the ability to have conversations. See what I'm saying? So you can't have a conversation if you don't have enough keywords and phrases and vocab. You can't speak, right? It's just,
I'm illiterate.
Yeah, you're just fucking throwing random gang signs at the person and hoping that they understand you, right? It just doesn't work. So that's what I want you to do, is just be more deliberate, be more proactive with creation. So it'll be a little bit outside of your comfort zone of creating situations, but then allowing the situation. So it's going to be like a weird backwards effect, because usually when you do one, you don't do the other.
Yeah.
But now you're going to create and then be willing to allow, and then use that information accordingly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you way more. It'll tell you what to focus on, because the thing right now is the way you play, you're trying to focus on too much, and then you spread yourself thin. and then you're not really doing anything with special you know, focus and attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then there's no intensity, and you need that intensity because that's what makes people crack. When you show somebody like you have absolute resolve in the way you're playing, it suffocates people.
Yeah, be able to apply force instead of trying to weather out the storm on my end and find their cracks they already have instead of creating those cracks.
Exactlamundo. All right, so DP, you tell me, what are your 3 favorite things from the lesson today?
3 favorite things. I feel like I can very easily understand what you're saying. I feel like you're very communicative. Is that a word? Maybe.
Communicative? Yeah, I think it is a word.
Alright, yeah, I feel like you are very. I feel like we're on the same wavelength. Definitely feel like I'm gonna be able to learn a lot from you in these 3 sessions. Giving people information, like what to give people for information, and then how to deal with that. Like, for example, like when you're doing the light kick, and then I expected fireball, so I EX fireball, like then they do air fireball to counteract that. Like getting into that layers, like those layers, I think was also very important. Like being able to understand that, and like trying to get people like expecting like whatever layer, like, and then like going to the next one. I'd say that make any sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And one last thing. I'd say like just I guess like being analyzed like for what my playstyle is like, and then like how to be the other side of that coin. I feel like that's very informative.
Dope. Perfect. Thank you, DP. DP, I appreciate you trusting in my services to deliver. Appreciate you being so active in our community and vibing and contributing to the laughs and all that good shit. So thank you. It's a pleasure. I look forward to your growth, your progress. It was great to experience your potential in the game. So I'm very appreciative and grateful. And of course, make sure you take advantage of the Discord, man. There's plenty of other students in there. There's other people, training partners, all that.